We asked Ron Van Dam to sum up one of his shows as quickly as possible, and he said,
okay, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that is pretty accurate. That is pretty accurate. You are listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Okay, all right.
Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird if you like that sort of thing.
Get off my back already. God. Hey, welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. I am Ron Van Dam. I like to think of myself as the man that can bridge generations together so that we can all understand, get along, and move forward with progress and success. I'm only kidding. How you doing? You doing all right? It's Thursday. Oh my God, it's Hump Day plus one. All right, that's enough. Thank you. Thank you, background music. That's the theme composed by Jason Shaw for the program. Thank you, Jason. John Shanahan does the opening announcements and the comedy stuff that goes on in the show, the commercials and the things like that. Very, very wonderful man, John Shanahan. Google him. You'll find him all over the place. And then there's Nicole Reed, who is the British voice at the beginning of the program. She also, for this program, books many of the national interviews that we do because I'm apparently not capable of doing so myself in many regards. It's a lot for one man to undertake. I'm only one man. I used to be two men. Now I'm only one man. And that's it. There are other people behind the scenes, but they shall remain so because that's where they belong. Thank you for being here. How are you? Can I offer you something? Would you like a finger sandwich? Choose which finger. Yep, that's the one. Make yourself comfortable. I will take it from here. We do this every single weekday unless it's a holiday. Other than that, it's every single weekday. I have been in the radio business for over 30 years. Which begs the question, what the hell's wrong with me? Nothing really that a couple of drinks can't solve. No, I don't drink that much. I really don't. I drink a lot of water. Oh my God. I was told to drink water incessantly by my doctor. She told me, Ron, I want to see you drowning in your own spit. I want to see water coming out of your orifices. Water is the lifeblood of the human being. Really? Well, then I'm bleeding all night at 3 o'clock in the morning when I get up to pee. Come on now. What's with the bladder? Seriously, Ron, you're going to do a show about a bladder? Come on. No, but I don't understand the bladder. When you get older, things just start not to work like they did when you were younger. And this is where I want to connect with the younger generation, Generation X, Generation P. I think I'm in the Generation P, to be honest with you. The millennials, the universalists, the Methodists, all those different generations. I want to connect with you because I want to tell you something, and I know you're not going to believe me. You're going to get older too, if you're lucky. Wow, he threw in "if you're lucky." That's pretty serious. Yeah, you find that things either stop working or they work differently. Your body's very, very interesting. After a while, your body just says, I've had enough of this. I mean, seriously? My body is in the I've had enough of this transition mode where it's telling me on a daily basis, especially when I wake up in the morning, just how much they're fed up with me. My body is, I wouldn't say my body's attacking me in any great sense because we do get along. Sometimes we'll go out together and have a nice meal. No, what my body is doing is saying, look, I've been supporting you for decades and decades. And to be honest with you, Ron, I'm kind of fed up with you. So I'm going to hold out, man. You want to walk fast? I'm not into it anymore. I'm sorry, Ron. We're not going to be walking that fast anymore. Oh, come on, body. My mind wants to walk fast, but my body says, no, not going to happen today. Not going to happen. And it's interesting because the more that I want to sleep, the less I am able. When I was younger, oh my God, I can remember I was younger like yesterday. And I was younger yesterday, actually. When I was going to school, that stupid grade school crap, that junior high school, middle school, aisle of plentiful nothing, that high school road to hell. When I was going to school and I had to get up in the morning to go to school, I was always tired. I never wanted to get out of bed. My mother used to force me by various means to get out of bed. She used to dump the mattress on the floor, pour cold water on my head, pinch my ears, hit me with a mallet, run over my legs with the car. Everything she could do to get me out of bed. And I didn't want to get out of bed. I was always so tired. I had a lot of stuff to do, but my body didn't want to do it anymore. When I was 8, 9 years old, my body said, I've had enough of you already. And now that I'm older, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I actually went to a sleep person, to a sleep lab. Now, this was not at a furniture store trying to sell me mattresses. This was a real sleep lab where they stuck me with all kinds of, well, they didn't stick me, they put all kinds of adhesive little pads all over my body, connected me to wires. I felt like Frankenstein making a comeback. And they tried to discern why I don't sleep that well. And they ran these studies, and I stayed there all night, and I was in a special bed with an intercom, and they were running EKGs all the time and watching my sleep patterns. And I said to the person running this thing, this lovely young lady, by the way, I said to her, what are the results? When I woke up in the morning there, I said, what are the results of the sleep night? And she says, I can't tell you. One of our sleep specialists will get back to you. Oh, great, fine. And one of the sleep specialists did get back to me and said, Ron, here's your problem. You're getting older. That was the result. Do I have sleep apnea? Sure, who doesn't? Come on. When you get older, sure. You breathe a little differently. Yeah, it's all just a part of it, man. It's a part of it. I've said this before. This is how you can tell how old you are. How loud a noise do you make up when you try to pick up something off the floor? That's your barometer. That's your scale of age. If you bend down to pick up a penny off the floor, and by the way, you don't have to do that anymore because a penny's not really worth it. Let's say a penny was worth it, and you had to pick something off the floor, like your keys dropped out of your pocket, your fob. I'm sorry, your fob. God, I'm sorry, I said keys by mistake. You bend over and you pick. If you just bend over and pick it up, and you don't hear any sounds coming out of your body at all, you don't fart, nothing like that, then you're young. You're young and plentiful. You're alive. If you bend over to pick something up and you make this noise, then you're getting a little bit older. You're probably about 40, between 40 and 50. when you start making really loud noises when you pick something up, you're hitting 60. When you're when you're bending over to pick something up and you can't quite do it, and you make tremendous noises where the dogs in the neighborhood start to bark because they've heard something horribly in pain, then you're that's it. I've been in the phase of making loud noises to pick things up since I was about 5 years old. You see, here's my problem, as if you cared. Hey, I offered you a finger sandwich at the beginning of the show. I mean, I am very polite. Here's my problem. I'm 6'3". At my age, I'm beginning to shrink, but not obviously. So for me to pick something off the floor requires a chart, an engineer, and a day of planning. I have to pack a lunch in order to get down to that floor. It's far away for me. I have an acquaintance. I'm not going to call him a friend because that's something that I cannot honestly do. It's an acquaintance. It's somebody that I know. He's French. He speaks France. He's a basketball player. And he's about 6'10", 6'11", something like. He's about as high as 6 foot will go before you're 7 feet. He has to duck just to walk into a room to get through a doorway. And what a horrible, freakish life that is. I mean, God, how do you do things? How do you fit in cars? How do you get in a shower stall? How do you? That's really too tall. Yeah, you're closer to the basket to earn points for the team, but how important is that really? And every time I see him, I don't wonder how he fits into a room or fits into a car. I wonder how he picks things up off the floor. How do you get all the way down there? As agile as he is, that's a long trip to the floor. I'm going to admit something to you that I've never admitted to anybody before. No, not that. I was watching a television show. It was an infomercial in the middle of the night because that's when I get up to pee. And it was for this contraption that I was just fascinated. It's like a claw. It's a long stick, and at the end of the stick, near the bottom of the stick, there's a claw, and you can operate it from the handle of this stick and make it and pick things up off the floor without bending down. I don't know who invented this, but it's somebody like me. It's somebody whose body said, I'm not picking stuff up anymore. You're going to have to buy an implement. Otherwise, that stuff's staying on the floor. I believe that older people who hoard things are not really hoarders. It's just that they can't bend down far enough to pick it up off the floor. So I bought it. I found it in a store called Ocean State Job Lot. It's a place where they sell things that most people wouldn't really want to buy normally. Things you wouldn't find in a normal department store. Things that, closeout items, that kind of thing. And I saw it there. I saw the claw on the pole. And I bought it. It was $9.99, not $10. Oh, no. That would have been far too expensive. It was $9.99. Now, granted, with the tax, it put it over $10. But I don't think like that. I don't think about the tax. I never think about the tax until I'm at the register. Oh, that's right. There's tax. Hey, wait a minute. It's not supposed to be Oh, that's right, the tax. After all these years of life, I'm always surprised at the register that it's more than what it said on the label. Wait a minute. It said on the sign it's only $9.99. Yeah, but Ron, we have to charge you tax. Damn it, I forget that every time. So yeah, $9.99. So I bought it, and just like everything else I've ever bought in my life, I used it a couple of times. Now I don't know where it is. Here's the real irony of the whole thing. I think I know where the pole with the claw at the end is. I think it's on the floor somewhere. But how do I pick it up? I'm going to have to go out and buy another one for $9.99 just to pick up the claw that's on the floor. I can't bend down to pick that up. Here's the funny thing. I can bend down to pick it up. I think I just don't want to. I think that's pretty much it. All right. I have a guest today, and it's a fascinating subject because it's a subject that I have been advocating, not successfully, and not in a popular sense. Many people disagree with my attitude on college education. I think it's fine, but I think that the stigma that you're not successful unless you've been to college, you can't get a job unless you've been to college, I think that's like bullshit, top of the line bullshit. And I don't know how we got stuck in that. Unless universities or colleges are just trying to market themselves and make a lot of money, I really don't know. But the point is, not always necessary. And we shouldn't be putting people in that stigma of if you don't go to college, you're crap. That's wrong. That's what I believe. And a lot of parents disagree with me. They say, Ron, no, don't say that publicly. No, don't do that. Well, anyway, so my guest today pretty much, I believe, agrees with me, and we'll find out right after this.
Give the gift that says, I love you. The gift that says, happy birthday. The gift that says, get well soon. The gift that says, you're the reason I went into the priesthood. The gift that says, congratulations on not getting indicted. The gift that says, I want to cover you in warm chocolate pudding. The gift that says, good luck in clown college. The gift that says, thanks for removing my unsightly wart. The gift that says, sorry about giving you food poisoning. The gift that says, I'll see you in hell. The gift that says, remember the good times we had in prison. The gift that says, I want to make sweet love to you on the white sand beaches of Rio while your hot cousin watches. The gift that says, thank you for the kidney. The gift that says, you deserve all the best, but this will have to do. The gift that says, thanks, Jesus. Whatever you want to say, you can say it beautifully with a timeless gift from Phyllis Gorman's House of Macaroni Art on Route 94 just past the Rotary, across from Sweaty Palmer's Adult Emporium.
Ken Rusk joins us now. He's an author, an entrepreneur, and $1 million ditch digger. We'll find out what that means in just a second. Thanks for being with us today, Ken.
Appreciate you having me. Thanks. It's great to be here.
Your philosophy about the employment world is mine, which is so we've got a simpatico thing going here. The crux of what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that there are the blue collar jobs, quote unquote, and white collar jobs. Like, what's going on here? People are spending tons of money and paying off student loan debts, and at the same time, they could be rich and doing real well without that.
Well, yeah, I don't know when this started. I think it was probably back in the 80s when we decided to take shop class out of high schools, which pretty much eliminated millions of people from accidentally discovering things like carpentry, plumbing, electricians, cooking, mechanics, all that kind of stuff. And I think part of the problem was, we replaced those rooms with computers, and it never really should have been a binary choice, in my opinion. I mean, computers are important, obviously, but kids are growing up these days without hammers and shovels and rakes in their hands. They're using their smartphones for everything. And I think the big push towards college or else those three things combined really are causing a serious supply and demand problem with blue collar workers.
I see a lot of people graduating from college doing desk jobs, and then I see a lot of people that took a different path. They're charging $130 to come into my house just to walk in and take a look at the problem, whether it be a plumber, electrician. They're doing very well. They eventually own their own businesses. I mean, I don't understand when this country decided if you don't have a white-collar college education, then you're not up to snuff. I don't like that.
Well, I think, people are great at marketing, and I think colleges are really, really great at marketing themselves, and also they're really good at creating this stigma of, if you don't go to college, you won't amount to much. The fact is that there's 167 million people with full employment in the United States at any one time. 70 million of those people do something with their hands. So if we try to shove 100% of our kids into college, who's going to be left to do all those jobs, which is really what's occurring now and is what's causing this huge wage spike in all types of blue collar work, which, is honorable work. I mean, there's a whole lot of great things to being your own boss and working out in the field or doing whatever you do. And you just don't get that sometimes with an office job. And, I think sometimes, we're so oversupplying the market with these bland business degrees that no one even knows what to do with. And we're undersupplying the market with good quality tradespeople. So.
Yeah. I'll give you a quick story, and I'm sure you got tons of similar stories. When I went to college, I sat in a classroom. It was an amphitheater with 200 other people, and that was it. And then I had college loans. I had a friend whose father was a plumber, and he learned from his father one-on-one, went on the jobs with him. Today, he owns that plumbing company, and he's very, very well off. It's interesting because whenever I use this particular math with parents, they look at me like I just invented penicillin. But you send your kid to college who may or may not be college material. He or she racks up $160,000 in debt, typically $40,000 a year, whatever. Right.
Now, contrast that to what you're talking about, where someone right out of the gate is actually earning $40,000 a year. That's a $320,000 swing in your asset base by the time you're 23 or 4 years old. That's something you really have to take a look at if you're not absolutely sure your son or daughter is college material.
Do you think that we're starting to lean more back onto the getting your hands involved kind of jobs, or are we going the other way with too much computer stuff sitting on your ass all day?
Well, I look at it this way. They talk about how 40% of kids going into college don't know exactly why they're going, and another 25% of them change their degree in the first 2 years. Those are stats that are challenging enough. But here's the worst one. 30% of people who actually get a college degree never use it. So you have to wonder, is that an efficient system? Now, I'm not an anti-college guy. If you're going to operate on my shoulder, or if you're going to engineer a building, I want you to know everything there is to know. But if you're not absolutely certain why you're going, there's a whole lot of other really lucrative options for you to consider.
A really smart person would sit back and say, let's see, what career can I go into where there will always be something for me and I can excel and move up and get involved? Where is there a really big need for something that I can do? And the answer becomes very clear.
I think sometimes the best thing to do is to say, what are other people not willing to do? Because if you start with that, that's usually where all the money and opportunity is. So and I think the other thing is this: we live in this world of, okay, if you go to high school, if you get good grades, if you get a college degree, if you get a good job, then you can start to live your life. And I think that's backwards. I don't like the if-then theory. I would rather have you start thinking about what you want your life to look like now and begin with the end in mind and then go after it and get it, regardless of what type of job you get.
Well, let's talk about the book, because obviously this is what you advocate, and there are a lot of young people, let's call them quote unquote, who don't really have a direction and haven't really sat and thought it out, or are only pretty much going down the road of what parents have told them that's what the road is. And your book kind of guides them into other possibilities.
I think the best part is there's so many simple things that I use in my own company. And, we started with 6 people and we have almost 200 now. And one of the things that I talk a lot about is, why are you here? Well, I need a job. Okay, for what? Okay, to make money. Okay, money for what? To pay my bills. Okay, let's get beyond that. Yeah. Now what are you after? And then they start to really visualize what they want their life to look like. And we do a lot of that. And I think, again, I've said this only to be controversial in the past, where I'll say it's not so important what you do for a living as it is what you do with what you do for a living. Right. And what I'm trying to do there is get people to think, if I know what my ultimate nirvana looks like, I can take a lot of different paths to get to that, because we don't live to work. We work to live. And I think people need to remember that. That's
a very good point. Not only that, but what motivates one to work? What motivates one to get up on a Monday morning and say, I'm excited about going to work today? How many people actually do that? Probably not a lot. A lot of the people that are excited to get back to work are the people that do their own hours, make their own appointments, grow their own businesses, where those businesses become a part of them. Those are the happy ones, I think.
Well, there is no doubt that to be able to get up in the morning and say, I'm going to control my input, I'm going to control my output, I'm going to control the quality of my day, the time of my day, I'm going to control the feedback I get from the customer, and then ultimately, I'm going to control the financial reward I get from that, so I can go get one of those things on my nirvana picture. That's just a beautiful way to live your life. We're all experts at anticipating what a vacation is going to look like. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to get our sandals and our suntan lotion and our towels. And we're all experts at knowing how to plan a vacation 3-6 months down the road. All I'm saying is you should anticipate your entire life that way, not just that 7-day period once or twice a year.
Yeah, life is not a beer on a Saturday. You don't work just to go through 2 days on the weekend. Right. I know that when I have a person come to my home, whether it be plumber, electrician, or fixing a bicycle, whatever, I'm damn happy to see them. They are like saviors and sent down from the heavens in order to take care of me. I think it's a great position to be in, people who are in the trades.
Well, and again, if you look at this supply and demand imbalance, I mean, it's simple. For every 5 electricians who are average age 55 who are retiring today, only 1 is coming online. So if you know anything about supply and demand, it's a very simple mathematical equation. It's a force to be reckoned with unless you manipulate it. But you have to know that the opportunity and the money and all those benefits are going to head that direction, because that's just how supply and demand works.
Ken, I've been trying to get the ceiling of a particular room in my house painted for the past 5 months, and the response is, we have a long list. We'll give you a call when we can move you up here. It's like, whoa, I'm in the wrong business. It's just, is that what it's like? Like, I'd love to help you, but you're going to have to wait. I've got too much business here. It's like, whoa, you're doing all right.
We have people in Toledo, Ohio, that are finished carpenters that are making more than family doctors.
Yes,
okay. We have plumbers that are making more than lawyers. I mean, it's just silly. And the part of the problem is, which is an opportunity. Part of the problem is, you have this juggernaut of mindset and almost this corral towards college where you can't get off that path or you're going to be nobody. And again, nothing is further from the truth than it. I see it all the time. I just can't believe that we have to break loose of that mindset that there's a stigma to doing something with your hands, because it's just not true. Absolutely.
And the self-gratification of actually doing that is even beyond what you're talking about. The book addresses this. It's called Blue Collar Cash, Love Your Work, Secure Your Future, and Find Happiness for Life. The title is kind of like everything. it's the whole ball of wax in your title.
Well, one of the things that, if you're talking about who's the reader, I've had such great feedback from people across the board. I mean, I've had people in their in their mid 40s that are like, I'm stuck in this cubicle. I really want to build furniture.
Yeah.
I've always had a passion for that.
Yeah.
I got to get out of here. We've also had parents read it and then give it to their kids, and then they have these amazing conversations about what if. Okay, we've had businesses who want to build really killer cultures to retain employees in their offices, do little book clubs with it. So I'm very blessed to have had this great feedback from such a wide swath of people, and so it's been a great ride. I really appreciate it.
Excellent. All right, the book's available everywhere, I assume.
Yeah, Amazon. It's available on Barnes and Nobles. Don't forget your independent bookstores. And I always say this. They always say, "To whom much is given, much is expected." So I didn't write this book to make money. I did it to actually get some awareness out there about the opportunities out. So I do donate all the proceeds from my book to charities like Make-A-Wish and Junior Achievement and whatnot. So if you buy the book, you'll know that you're helping not only yourself, but somebody else.
Wow. Very cool. Well, in this day and age of websites, where does one go?
You can go to kenrusk.com, see what we're doing there. You can also go to Ken Rusk Official on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and see what we're up to over there as well.
Dandy. That's Ken Rusk, R-U-S-K. Hey, pleasure speaking to you. Thanks for doing this. We appreciate it. Well, that'll do it for me today. Thank you for being here. I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new show. But until that time does arrive, I wish you peace.